Hi and welcome to day 15 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. Ultimately, the goal of retirement is to rest, enjoy life, be happy, and if that's the goal, improving our relationship is one aspect that will make them happy too. Today, I realized that improving our parent-child relationship can be as simple as listening and giving them my undivided attention. Not that I haven't been listening to them, but I'm not always 100% engaged, eye contact and all. I might lie down when I'm tired and use my phone while listening to mom speak because mom can really talk a lot. And by a lot, I mean hours. Hours of one-sided sharing. She can be so engrossed sharing her stories with me that she sometimes talks with her eyes shut. Mom can shut her eyes, but definitely not me, else it'd seem like I'm not listening. So, what's my plan to improve our relationship? I'd share more in my next video. Do your parents question if you're really listening? I know mine do. Hi and welcome to day 16 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. I shared that I'm working on listening and giving my parents my undivided attention. For a start, I'd mentally prep myself before visiting my parents and allot at least half an hour listening to them with no distractions. No peeking at phones, no year in, year out listening, and properly acknowledging them. I've tried this last week and I'm glad to report conversations with them went better than usual, no major misunderstandings or unhappiness. As I grow older, I realize sometimes all we want is someone to listen and genuinely understand us. I wish to extend more of this to them, but how did this realization come about? I'd share more in my next video. Hi and welcome to day 17 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. Today I learned that my family is an enmeshed one, which is a dysfunctional family system. Relationships lack healthy boundaries, everyone feels emotionally fused. Recently, mom phoned me while I was getting off the bus and rushing to get food, so I was in a hurry to end the call. And this always happens. I'm rushing somewhere, about to do something, and she calls me and refuses to end the call. I hung up after telling her that she caught me at a bad time. I probably sounded impatient and irritated. So of course, the guilt set in after. And I know a lot of the time, caregivers struggle with caregiver guilt. Do you say no to the persons you're caring for to say yes to yourself, or do your own needs come second? I brought this topic up to a group of people who might share more about in my next video. Hi and welcome to day 18 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. The journey of retiring and caring for your loved ones can be isolating, especially if your parents need lots of care and attention. That's why I've joined classes organized by the community for caregivers, which double up as a support group. One of the reasons why I started this channel too, so if you're a caregiver like me, you'd know you're not alone. And I sure didn't feel alone in the support group class when I shared the caregiver guilt I felt when I ended my mom's call impatiently the other day. We then did an activity setting SMART goals on how we want to take care of ourselves. This made me realize that there was a way to reduce or prevent situations causing caregiver guilt, which is how I can take care of myself too. I set a goal of spending 30 minutes listening to my mom without distractions, and I want to do so every time I pay them a visit. When I make time for her, she would be able to share whatever's on her mind during that time, rather than catch me at a bad time. I'm sure she'd feel more listened to and understood, which would reduce her anxiety and make her feel more at ease. Hi and welcome to day 19 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. These days I've become more aware and intentional with how I interact with my parents. In the past, I don't pay full attention to my mom because I find mom's concerns are not too concerning. Mom speaks way too loudly and spews hurtful words at me. It becomes all too much an overall and unpleasant experience interacting with her. While I consciously tell myself not to take mom's hurtful words personally, she's still my mom and it's hard to be unfazed. My partner shared this with me recently, which is to treat my phone as the outlet for mom to vent. Everyone needs to let off steam, and that's how I can let her do so. I also recognize that mom has few friends who can support and listen to her, so being her daughter, I do what I can. Hi and welcome to day 20 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. A part of changing their lives for the better is to solve their hoarding problem. My parents love to tai chi this to each other, saying it's the other person who is keeping items and not throwing them away. My dad would then add that at his age, it's only natural to have lots of possessions. So I reminded him of his goal to have a new place of his own. I told him that it would only be possible and he can only reach that goal sooner if he has fewer things, so he has to declutter. If not, how do we move? We'd have to spend more money getting even more people to help with our move. Since I shared this with him, he's been putting in more effort to pack and declutter, so I'd count that as a win. Ever walked past the store Mr. DIY and wondered who is Mr. DIY? Scroll no further. Hi and welcome to day 21 of retiring and caring for my parents as an only child. And say hello to my dad, Mr. Only.childthings, also known as Mr. DIY. These are a few of his creations. So if anyone is worthy of that title of Mr. Do-It-Yourself, it's my dad. It's precisely due to his frugality that I find myself not succumbing to lifestyle inflation, which is the tendency to spend more money as your income increases. He'll also often share with us the good deals he's scored. Living frugally and DIYing our way out of having to buy new things has helped us not get bogged down financially. This is one way I'm retiring them, which is to save as much as I can, while of course working on accumulating more. I'd share more in my next video.